I imagine that diplomats sometimes have to deal with situations where they have to represent for their country's interests, even when they personally don't agree with it.
Hmm.
So, have you ever faced such a situation before? And if you have, how did you deal with it?
It's probably impossible for any diplomat to agree with every single policy of their government. It just doesn't work that way. Even if it's the best president you've ever seen, they're still going to do something you don't agree with. And sometimes you will be asked to present a policy or a program or a project or a resolution that you don't fully agree with. And there's a couple of different elements to that. First, your job is to support the government. I mean, an American diplomat takes an oath to the Constitution. We pledge with our right hand to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. That's the first line. Sometimes I did have to go in and advocate for something I didn't fully agree with, but that was the policy of my government, and that's who I work for. The government that I'm working with, the people I'm working with in the foreign countries, they want to understand what my government is doing, not what Barbara Bodin thinks. If you're a good diplomat, you will also go back to your bosses and go, you know, this policy you have or this program is not going to work. And so if you're smart, what you do is, your goal is this. What I suggest is that you go this way. So you don't say, I don't fully agree with the big principle, but I'm going to come up with a better way to get there that I think is more effective for us. So you have to problem solve. And that's a lot of what diplomats do, is problem solve. There are times, there are places where a policy may be so counter to your principles, your ideas, that you cannot do it. And at that point, what you have to do is the honorable thing and resign, because you cannot represent. That happens very rarely. I would say that most diplomats I know, if they don't really like it, they're always trying to find this or another way. There's an alternative to everything, and you try to do it that way. The other thing that sometimes happens, and I do tell my students, for any issue, there's more than one answer, and there's more than one way to do it. Your leadership may decide on his approach rather than my approach. Sometimes you're wrong. Sometimes the other guy actually has a better idea. And so a little humility that you know a lot, but you don't know everything. And so sometimes being open to alternative ways of doing something, a little humility goes a long way too.